Saturday night hoops from Stadium Southland in Invercargill. A delightful evening to you at the end of a delightful Invercargill day. Hugh Bain here alongside Donna Wilkins, and we're getting ready for the Southland Sharks, getting ready to take on the Auckland Huskies here at Stadium Southland. The Sharks on an absolute tear right here in the Shark Tank, Donna, and it's going to be a tough night for the Huskies the way the Sharks have been going.
Yeah, look, the Sharks have been on a huge winning roll, haven't they? I've enjoyed the last couple of games from the stand with the crowd. They get great support down here. It's going to be really tough for the Huskies. But look, you can't write them off. They've had some good results as well. Here's
the Sharks roster ahead of tonight's game. The starting lineup for them: Courtney Belger, Alonzo Burton in the backcourt, Braden Inga on the wing, DKP, Don Kelman-Potter, what a season he's having in the front court alongside Josh Cunningham. Let's hear from head coach Rob Beveridge.
Well, Bevo, what a run you've had so far here at home, turning the Shark Tank into a real fortress. In town tonight, a Huskies side with everything to play for. It's not going to be an easy game, is it?
There's absolutely no chance it's an easy game. None of them will be, and we highly respect our opponents, and we know how desperate they are. I mean, they know, they've spoken about it. They've got to beat us tonight, and we want no complacency whatsoever. We've got our eye on make the playoffs as well, and people think, yeah, we're in, but if you go with that mentality, you'll drop games.
One guy I want to ask you about, obviously Chris Johnson, the headliner for the Huskies, but young Zach Riley's having a fantastic year on the defensive end. Have you made any plans for him?
Look, I watched him last week. I thought he was outstanding, just the energy and the way he defends. And obviously, he'll be given the go on, I'd say, Belger. So, but we're saying that, Courtney's getting better every game. He's leading our team as our point guard, so it's going to be a great contest.
Best of luck.
Well, for the Auckland Huskies, dead set in the middle of the congestion zone, vying for that fourth spot in the top four. There's the roster starting for them tonight. Will be Justin Bibbs and Zach Riley, Brooke Rusko, Tom Vodanovich, and of course Chris Johnson, who's been one of the top performers in the competition so far. Let's hear from their head coach, Aaron Young.
Oh, Aaron, right in the congestion zone of the league are the Huskies right now, with a lot to play for, and coming up probably the hardest fixture in the league right now, Southland in the Shark Tank, who are on an 8-game unbeaten run.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's what makes it exciting about this league. This is a great stadium to play in. Obviously, some guys have played down here before, but a lot of them haven't. So we just want to embrace the challenge. I think we've had a really good couple of weeks of training, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that translate to game situations.
Sharks seemingly getting better and better each game. Who are the real danger men that you've got plans for tonight?
Dom's playing at a high level, obviously, and the imports have been really solid. But they just they shoot it extremely well. They space the floor, so we have to be disciplined with keeping the ball in front of us, containing and not over helping. That's been a big key for us this week. But it's what you want, and I think we're going to step up.
Best of luck.
Thanks, you.
Another busy crowd down here at the Shark Tank. Ahead of this one, the Sharks looking to continue their roll and looking to make it 9 wins in a row. Donna, you've been here for most of those games. What's the general feeling around the Sharks community? Are they starting to feel it could be a special season?
I think so. And, they had a pretty tough start too. They played some tough opposition first up on the road. And having a run of home games at the moment is playing into their hands, and they're using that crowd to their advantage big time. And as you say, they're looking for 9 wins in a row. And I think the crowd's going to get behind them tonight, and hopefully they can continue their form.
See the officials on the crew, Sean Cronin, Sharon Martin, Hamish Dale. Big Alex Pledger in the background. Congratulations to him and his new wife, Bailey. Big week for them.
Yeah, look, it was. I think my daughter was a bit gutted that she didn't get to go, Hugh. Apparently it's invitation only to weddings. But, congratulations to both of them. And, as you said, no honeymoon. He's here. This is his honeymoon.
No honeymoon for Chief. But just another night at the Shark Tank, which is fantastic to see as the players make their way out onto the hardwood here at Stadium Southland. All to play for this Auckland Huskies side, who have the Nuggets and the Rams in their sights. The Giants hanging around there as well, with a big game coming up on Wednesday. As we're getting down to the pointy end of the Sal's NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. And right at the very tip of that point at the moment are the SIT Zero Fees Southland Sharks. Very different Huskies side to the one that started the season. Jeremy Kendall had a flash in the pan cameo. 3 fantastic games before moving on. Chris Johnson then joined, as did Justin Bibbs, and now Tom Vodanovic has made his way back from the Australian NBL, and a great season he had too for the Sydney Kings. And he'll go up against his former team. And we are underway. Johnson wins the tip, and the Huskies will control the first possession through Brooke Rusco. Courtney Belger on him. Kick ball to start from Josh Cunningham. Good matchups all over the court here. Donna?
Yeah, look, it was probably pretty lucky he got the foot on that, because it was going to be a nice backdoor cut. If that bounce had found its way through, it's important for the Huskies to start strong.
There's Rusco. Vodanovic offers the screen. Pops to the 3-point line. There's young Zach Riley with the turnover here, but what a season he's had for the Huskies, his first season at this level. DKP, he loses possession on his first attempt.
Yeah, just probably in two minds what he was going to do, go to the hoop or give that pass.
Bibbs looks inside for Johnson. Cunningham on him. Baseline spin, turnaround J, and down it goes. Chris Johnson with the first points of this game.
Like, I was watching Chris Johnson in that warm-up. He didn't miss many at all. Such a nice technique on his shot.
Averaging 21 points for the season with 10 rebounds.
The poor Southland crowd is still standing, Hugh. Stand until that first basket goes in.
Will DKP get them sitting down? No, not this time. And the Huskies go the other way through Rusco. Vodanovic flashes to the hoop. Bibbs wants it in the wing, gets it. Catch and shoot for 3, and down it goes. And a fast 5-point start for the Sky Tower Auckland Huskies.
And the Sharks aren't going to want those two to get hot. But looking sweet on their first 2 attempts.
Alonzo Burton looking to get the Sharks going. They stay standing here at Stadium Southland. And that's something to stand for. Josh Cunningham with a steal. Brett Rusco told to get up by referee Sharon Martin. Inga from the corner for 3. That one doesn't go. Johnson with the board. Getting good early looks, the Sharks, just unable to get any of them to go so far.
You can't blame the rims, can you? They train on them all the time.
Here's Riley. Vodanovic fighting hard with Inga down low, trying to get position. Zach Riley steps into a 3-ball. That one doesn't go. Cunningham with the board. Here's Courtney Belger, who's got better and better as the season goes. And as I say that, he throws a pass behind Don Kelman-Portal's back and into the corporate tables.
Yeah, what do they teach you when you're growing up playing basketball? Don't turn the back of your head on the ball. Belgium wanted to release it. And look, the Sharks have been good when they push the ball up the court, but just in that instance, not looking. And turnover.
It's Justin Bibbs, who's been productive since joining. Certainly not the production we saw from Jeremy Kendall at the start of the season. As he crosses into a 3-pointer. Contested 1-2. He gets nothing but net. That's an 8-0 start for the Auckland Huskies. Now a turnover by the Sharks at Riley.
I'm sure Bevo will be going to the bench very shortly if this doesn't change for a timeout.
He's stalking the sidelines as it is right now. Here's Bibbs, the 2 imports looking to work together. Bibbs, another 3-ball. That one doesn't go, but there's been some off-the-ball tomfoolery, and I think it's Chris Johnson who's been pinged for it. Is
just holding on the box out, and there's that timeout.
Timeout Sharks. Rob Beveridge wants to talk it over after an 8-0 start for the Sky Tower Auckland Huskies. Well, Bevo said, Donna, in the interview at the start of the game that yes, the Huskies have it all to play for, but the Sharks, yes, they're top of the ladder, but the Saints and the Hawks breathing down their necks.
And also the Sharks have played a couple more games than the Saints, so they'll be wanting to get this game to stay at the top of the table, because as you say, earlier on before we got on commentary, 1 plays 4, so you want to be that 1, don't you?
Yeah, you certainly do, with the Saints and the Hawks behind you. And as those other 4 teams at the moment battle it out for that 4th spot, currently held by the Otago Nuggets, and deservedly so.
A good start tonight by the Huskies, getting back on D and finding some good looks.
Wellington Saints fans, of course, were due to watch their team play last night in Nelson. That game postponed until Wednesday due to the alert level change in the capital city. And tomorrow night's game, 5 o'clock at TSB Arena, I should say, in Wellington, will have no fans, which will be...
You'll be able to hear yourself.
Casey and I yelling into an empty stadium. Here's Inga straight out the timeout. Can the Sharks get something going? And they do with a 3 ball.
Interesting enough, though, the crowd were already sitting. They took the opportunity in the timeout to take a seat.
Stuff you were not standing for your timeout.
Absolutely. You don't normally see the Sharks down 8-0. What can the Huskies do now?
Here's Bibbs. Johnson trying to get position on Braden Inga. Here is Chris Johnson. Big stride to give himself a bit of separation and a beautiful jump shot that drops.
And Inga couldn't do much more defensively. Had the arms straight up. You don't want to foul. Send him to the line as well. Just too good.
It's just so long, Chris Johnson, and just one step can create about 6 foot of separation. Inga, another 3 ball, back-to-back buckets to Braden Inga, and he lets Chris Johnson know about it. Those two having what looks like a good-natured yarn with each other as they make their way down court.
Yeah, Johnson a side smirk. But Inga's hot from that spot on the 3.
Averaging 15 points this season is Braden Inga, just under.
Oh, I think he got away with the travel then.
Zach Riley's 3 ball doesn't go, so the Sharks do get possession back. Here's Cunningham. That lane just opened up for Josh Cunningham. Johnson came, but only to foul, so Cunningham will go to the line to shoot 2. As young Dante Russo-Nance steps off the bench. What a season he has had for the Auckland Huskies. Just 16 years old, turned 16 in January.
That's amazing.
Played 40 minutes in their last game.
It's just so amazing to see the young come through. Like, the youth in New Zealand basketball is phenomenal at the moment. It's really good to see these guys out on court and getting big minutes.
And the Souths NBL, coupled with the showdown last year, of course, and with the extended Australian NBL, meaning some of the bigger names weren't available this season, it's really been a fantastic showpiece for that next generation of New Zealand basketballer. Second free throw is missed. Inga does well and
nearly
brings the
tipped
ball
it
back
in
for the Sharks. Belger thought about the 3 and then does take it. Rebounded by Vodanovic.
Had too long to think about it, nearly talked himself out of it.
Here's Vodanovic driving on his good mate DKP, getting the foul and going to the line for one more. Tom Vodanovic called into the Sydney Kings squad as an injury replacement after not picking up a Australian NBL contract, but proved his worth and worked his way into some good minutes and lasted the whole season with Sydney. Back now with Auckland and averaging 18 points in just his couple of appearances he's had. Can't convert the 3-point play on this occasion. 12-7, the Huskies lead the Sharks.
Here's Inga's spot.
Again, back-to-back 3 balls for Braden Inga.
Yeah, Aaron Young, coach of the Huskies, won't be happy with that. That is known to be his spot. Left wide open.
Vodanovic
no.
fouled again by Kelman Porto and letting him know about it. 3 shots from the line now for Tom Vodanovic, and perhaps more worryingly, to the bench goes Dominic Kelman Porto with 2 fouls to his name. Toby Galuli.
Yeah, tough start, isn't it?
Well, that was the premier matchup. Start of this game, Vodanovic against Kelman Porto. Vodanovic certainly having the best of it so far, even as Braden Inga has brought the scores a lot closer in the last few minutes.
But Vodanovic, if he can hit all 3 of these, pushes it back out again. Makes the first 2.
Misses the 3rd, Inga with the board. And he'll make his way to that same spot, surely, will Braden Inga. Here's Galuli. Inga's there now, but Bibbs paying very close attention to him, and rightly so. Here's Alonzo Burton just nodding Josh Cunningham into a lower position. Here is the American import. It's going to work.
Making some room for himself underneath.
Just bumping away Zach Riley and finishing at the hoop. Vodanovic hands it off to Tucky Farrington, who's in the game for the first time. Bibbs wanting a bit more off-ball movement, getting it as Vodanovic comes to set the screen. Bibbs skips down the lane.
Great drive with only 3 on the shot clock.
16-12, 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. The Huskies with the lead. Burton going to work on the 16-year-old Russo Nance. Farrington does well, as does Sean Murphy. Vodanovic steps into a 3-ball. High bouncing rebound. Alonzo Burton comes down with it.
Yeah, lucky for the Sharks that one didn't drop. Another opportunity here for the Sharks. Just not getting a lot of movement going to the basket.
Galuli.
Here we go.
Nice pick and roll with Cunningham. Cunningham gets Russo Nance to jump. Good patient finish too.
Yeah, a bit of offense from the Sharks.
Murphy turns the corner, drops it off to Vodanovic.
Ooh!
Galuli with the help side block. Sharks really just coming into their own now. Can Galuli put a cherry on the cake?
He took steps first.
Travels. Johnny Hillu checks into the game. But after that 8-0 start to the Huskies, now just a 2-point game on the back of 9 quick points from Braden Inga.
As we see the Sharks change up their defence. Dropping back into a zone.
Bibbs shoots, rebounded by Cunningham. Here's Galuli. Aggressive, determined drive, the foul, the finish. He'll go to the line for one more.
He just kind of hung there, didn't he, as he finished off that layup. Made up for the previous time down the floor with steps first.
Timeout called by the Huskies. We have a 16 apiece game here. 2 minutes 40 to go. This after an 8-0 start from the Huskies. So vastly different timeouts to the ones we saw previously, Donna.
Oh, absolutely, and I think the Sharks have stepped up their defence a little bit in that patch to claw it back. But it still just seems a little bit flat tonight from them.
They had those looks at the start, just weren't making the shots as well, and then Braden Inga, 3 balls in a row will help at any time.
Oh, absolutely, all from that same spot. It's just such a sweet technique.
Out to 9 points is Braden Inga, as we see the Sharks talk it over. The distinctive hair of Dominique Kelman-Porto, front and centre.
Yeah, look, he'll be a little bit disappointed picking up those cheap fouls. He's been a great leader out there for the Sharks.
And there's that young Husky side, led by young head coach Aaron Young as well. Future certainly bright in Auckland basketball with these young men involved. Tom Vodanovic, a veteran of the side. He's out there with Justin Bibb, Sean Murphy, Dante Russo, Nance and Tucky Farrington. Toby Galuli at the line for the Sharks. Converts the 3-point play and the Sharks take their first lead of the night, 17-16. Russo Nance has just been unbelievably impressive for the Huskies this season. Just showing such a calm head on his shoulders as that layup doesn't go. And great defense from Inga, but deemed illegal, so Tom Vodanovic will go to the line to shoot 2. Dante Russo Nance, Donna averaging just over 13 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists.
Not a
Tender
bad
age of 16, averaging 28 minutes a game, 16 years old.
That's great stats, isn't it? And imagine how much more he can grow.
For a team very much in playoff contention. Makes them both, this time does Tom Vodanovic. Just over 2 minutes to go. Here's Johnny Hillu, a Wellingtonian who made his way south for this season.
Yeah, coming off a great last performance. I think it was his birthday as well last week.
Contested layup attempt from Courtney Belger doesn't go. Good defensive set from the Huskies, and here's Justin Bibbs. Hesitating, driving, tough finish, it doesn't go. And Braden Inga with another board, his third of this first quarter. Galuli drives it, Vodanovic.
Ooh, doesn't roll in.
Farrington with the board.
Yeah, the Huskies did a great job getting back, hustling back on D on that fast break of the Sharks. Gives them another opportunity.
Bibbs with a quick first step, pull up from mid-range. That doesn't go. Galuli brings down the rebound. Turns down the 3 ball, hands it off to Johnny Helu. Belger wants the screen.
Yeah, I see Inga getting ready. Overshoots that one though. It's wrecking his stat line. It's missed.
Bibbs, pass fake into a shot that doesn't go. Great rebound almost by Sean Murphy. Here's Galuli, who's looked aggressive driving early on. Gets Farrington to bite, and will go to the line to shoot 2 after the layup doesn't drop.
He just muscling his way back in, wanted to get that 2-footer, draw the foul.
Tom Cowie checks in, as does Liam McRae for the Sharks. It's been an interesting season for Toby Galuli so far. Made his way down from Canterbury to play for the Sharks. Rob Beveridge, a big draw card for Toby. Averaging under 20 minutes a game though, as his first free throw doesn't go. 9 points, 4 rebounds. Gets a second to drop.
He has that ability though to turn games and come out and just score so quickly. Just whether or not he can get that consistency going.
Oh, he can be a real microwave, that's for sure. Saw that last year at the Showdown when he was one of the older players on a crazy young team, and he's not old, Toby Galuli, in his early 20s still. Here's Liam McRae out of Palmerston North. Galuli over to Helu. Bruce Nance does very well, pokes the ball loose. Helu regathers. 2 on the shot clock of Tom Cowie.
Oh, lucky.
They get away with that one, do the Sharks. Johnny Helu, right place, right time for 2 points.
Look, the Huskies played great D and managed to chip it away, but...
And they might get the last shot of the quarter here. Bibbs as time expires. And that doesn't go, and that'll do us for the first quarter of action here at ILT Stadium Southland. It's the home side who've recovered after a slow start. They lead 20 points to 18. Second quarter coming up after the break.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Points to 18. The Sharks lead the Huskies here at quarter time in Southland. It really has been a beautiful Invercargill day, Donna. It landed early this morning and the sun was shining.
I know, it was great. My kids had footy in Invercargill, so it poured down in Gore initially for Myers and then got here and it was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was really.
We turn it on for you, Hugh, down here.
I certainly do. I went for a nice walk that turned out I didn't need to go for because I had tip-off time wrong in the game. But hey, better to think it's starting 2.5 hours early than the other way round.
Well, that's true. So tomorrow, make sure you're on time.
Yeah, tomorrow I will. There won't be a flock of fans to help guide me to TSB Arena tomorrow night either. It'll be an eerily empty stadium in Wellington, but needs must.
It will be a little bit weird because it's such a big stadium too.
It's such a big game as well. The rematch between the Saints and the Hawks. Two teams with title ambitions. We're back underway here with another two teams with their eyes set very much on the Sal's NBL trophy. Here's local lad Tom Cowie. Johnny Heller with a nice cross into the lane. Galuli turned up the open one, took a contested one that doesn't go.
He just didn't really want to release that from the three. Galuli. Ooh!
Bibbs with a drive straight through Tom Cowie. Cowie called for the foul. So Bibbs will go to the line to shoot two.
Saw Cowie's head go back as he took that impact. I thought he was quite brave standing there, to be fair.
A man out of James Hargest College. Hargest? Or
Hargest.
Yeah, I had a 50-50 shot, Donna, and
He did pretty well.
I took it.
Yeah, it was good to see. I think it was last week. A lot of the local lads got a bit of a run for the Sharks towards, probably the last 5 minutes of the game, which was good to see.
Biggest cheers in the stadium, I imagine. When the likes of
absolutely.
Cam
And just so
Archer and
good.
Ethan Mitchell get on.
Yeah, and just so good for the young, aspiring Southland basketballers to see that you can get there.
Here's Kelman Poto trying to get his night going. Flies it over to Galuli on the wing. Gets it back and puts up a three ball. Does Kelman Poto. Too strong. And the Huskies come down with it. Chris Johnson.
The Sharks staying in their zone, trying to force the Huskies to shoot outside.
Johnson has a mismatch here with Galuli, and even with Cowie behind him. Fires it open. Fires it over to a wide open Brett Rusko, who tickles the twine from the corner. So these two teams going tit for tat as that pass is tipped out of bounds by Rusko. Alonzo Burton checks back into the game. Johnny Hellu makes his way to the bench.
And the Sharks are just looking a little bit out of sorts at the moment.
And in comes Zach Riley. Well, it's not often start of the second quarter this season that John Kelman-Poto is yet to record a point or a rebound.
And I think that's showing at the moment in his play. Sometimes when you try real hard to find that hoop.
Liam McRae banks one in. Courtney Belger gets ready to check back into this game. Riley, quick spin, baseline from Johnson. Fall away jumper that doesn't go. A rebound eventually brought in by Galuli. And here comes Tom Cowie.
They let it bounce.
McRae up top. Cowie trying to find a bit of space. Instead finds Galuli. He drives. Johnson there to meet him though. And block him emphatically.
Yeah, nowhere to go underneath there.
Russo Nance the other way. And what a finish that is. Scoop finish from Dante Russo Nance. 25-22 to the Auckland Huskies. The guy tied to McRae. Kelman-Poto down low as well. And there he is. First points for DKP in this one.
He'll feel a lot better getting the points on the board now.
Johnson drops it to Rusko. Fires up a long two ball that rolls around and gets a bit of help on its way down.
The Huskies are looking sharp. They're making those shots. The Sharks are forcing them to shoot outside, but it's not worrying them.
Just looking more confident with ball in hand are the Huskies. That's an offensive foul called on Galuli. Their first look is to shoot. We've seen a couple of times from the Sharks, a bit of hesitation, turning down wide open jump shots and then having to settle for contested ones.
Yeah, look, they're not as fluent, are they? Just letting the ball go, second guessing whether they should be shooting or not. Whereas the last few games they've just been letting rip. As Belger, what a steal.
Well, that could help, and Belger will go to the line to shoot two. The pass from Vodanovic not far enough over Courtney Belger's head. And despite our scathing criticism just then, if these two go in, it'll just be a 1 point game.
Yeah,
so
crazy,
not too much to worry about for the Sharks.
But I think you can tell by their performance at the moment the Sharks are just a bit flat, but they've been coming off some fantastic games, so I guess you can't ride that high all the time. As Belger goes short. But look, the Huskies, I think, have come out strong.
Well, they have to at this point of the season. In that race for 4th spot. Like I say, the Nuggets currently hold it. But forever looming for the Nuggets will be those last 4 games of the season. Sharks, Hawks and Saints on the road, Rams at home. They've surprised so many this season with some fantastic basketball and some well-earned results. Wouldn't put it past them being in that top 4 come the end as Brett Rushko fires up a 3. Bogdanovic with the follow, and he's fouled, so he'll go to the line. And wouldn't that make for a tasty semi-final matchup should the Sharks finish on top of the ladder and the Nuggets finish 4th?
Yeah, and no home crowd. There'll be away up in Wellington. I'm sure there'll be a few fans that follow their teams in that final 4.
I'm sure there'll be a few young Wilkins who follow their team in that final 4, much to mum and dad's distress.
Might have to tell them there's no e-affairs. Well, Wellington's still in level 2. That might work with them. They don't read stuff.
Ivanovic makes the second.
Bogdanovic has started strong, hasn't he?
Certainly has. It's going to be a key piece of this Huskies side down the stretch of this season. One of their first signings is a fully fledged franchise. Josh Cunningham's 3-ball comes off the back of the eye.
Good follow.
Alonzo Burton with the ball, the finish, the foul, and he'll go to the line for one more.
Bevo was demanding that foul. He's having a good talk over there. He's not happy with something.
Certainly not. I think he was mid-fire up about the foul not being called. Then it was called, and now he's chosen to stick to his guns as opposed to go, no, my bad.
And Burton's just standing there at the line wanting to shoot his foul shot.
Now Tom Bogdanovic and Rob Beveridge are having a chat. As Burton converts to 3-pointer I should say. Here's Bogdanovic. 1-point game here early in the second quarter.
So the crowd is starting to come alive now, chanting for their team.
Russo Nance driving baseline. Zach Riley into the lane. There's Chris Johnson. Standing jump, one-handed jam.
Oh, just too good. How do you defend that? You can't.
Sharks bench suggesting he was in the key for longer than 3 seconds.
That's gone now. You just got to get on with the next thing and make sure that you stand in the way next time as Cunningham.
Finishes through Johnson. No easy task.
Yeah, strong move by Cunningham. They need more of that, the Sharks.
Here's Bogdanovic. Going to work from Kelman Porto. Cunningham comes over to help. Johnson gets in the way of his own
late
teammate.
Call.
Well, there is a foul called. It's called on Braden Inga for a push. Clearly the Huskies going at Dominic Kelman Porto, trying to get it and pick him up that 3rd foul. Inga picks up his 3rd instead, so a bit of foul trouble early for the Sharks. Certainly something for the coaching staff to keep an eye on.
Guess it's hard too when you're doing a zone. You're trying to scramble and pick up that cutter. Just giving away a couple of cheap ones, the Sharks.
Bibbs fires it over. Here's Zach Riley driving baseline. Looking for someone to drop it off to. Chris Johnson's there.
Oh, he's stripped.
Ball stripped away. They'll discuss whose possession it will be, and it will be Huskies ball. Timeout called by Aaron Young and the Auckland Huskies. 31-30 they lead here as we're approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Rob Beveridge still having a chat with the referees. Justin Bibbs leading the way for all scorers with 10 points. Braden Inga with 9. Those 3 quick-fire 3-pointers in the first quarter. Tom Bogdanovic has 8 and Josh Cunningham has 7. Young Zach Riley, who was just sent of your picture there, has had a fantastic season, especially defensively for the Huskies. Rob Beveridge giving him special mention in the interview pre-game. Huskies side who been one of the more disrupted rosters throughout the season. Had an import almost on a plane in LA at the start of the season before being called up to the Houston Rockets.
Oh, they would have been gutted they didn't get that.
Tough gig to say no to, and then he scored 24 for the Rockets on his NBA debut. Imagine him making his debut at the North Shore Event Centre.
Yeah, slightly different circumstances, isn't it?
Armani Brooks, that was. So in came Jeremy Kendall for a fantastic 3-game run to really propel the Huskies into what's been a great debut full season.
Vodanovic trying to make room underneath. He's looking at the ref, but he was holding as well. A lot of push and shove under there, Hugh.
Always is when Tom Vodanovic is around the ball. Southland get the stop though.
Just trying to get in the head of some of the Sharks.
Kelmapoto looking to shrug off Vodanovic. Fires it over to Belger.
Ooh.
Bumps off Chris Johnson and foul called on Johnson.
Belger has a wee giggle.
Well, there's one man you can't bump off. It's Nick Barrow, who's just made his way into the game. One of the more solid units in the Souths NBL.
Yes,
Police officer by day, screen setter by night.
Yeah, the Sharks will be hoping to call those screens when they're coming.
Looks like he's picked up the Kelmapoto assignment as the Sharks find Toby Galuli for a 3-ball that doesn't drop.
Great
Big offensive board.
He motored through there, nearly lost his footing. Belger going hard, but can't finish.
That Riley goes flying into an advertising hoarding, and here come the Huskies the other way. Vodanovic in rhythm, in transition, 3-ball goes down.
Look, he's doing everything for his team at the moment. Crashing the boards, shooting the 3, annoying the Sharks. Oh, in and out, Burton.
Went all the way in and all the way out for Alonzo Burton with that 3-pointer. Bibbs leaves the ball behind, and that's a backcourt violation.
A lucky break there for the Sharks. Stops the run from the Huskies.
Four-point game, Huskies lead here. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Just a bit static on their offense. There's one on the shot clock.
Belger had to put up a contested 3-ball. Who's going to come down with it? Tipped by Vodanovic. I think that's come off the knee of Zach Riley.
Oh, he's going to go and talk to the other ref. Make sure it's right in front of the Sharks bench. You don't want to get it wrong.
Riley, the lone hand pointing that way, and it has been deemed.
Bevo's not going to give the ball up.
Huskies ball. He's taking his ball and he's going home. And there he is having another chat with Tom Vodanovic.
He's probably telling him you could have been honest on that one.
So Huskies possession. Barrow comes to set the screen for Bibbs.
Yeah, good chance here for the Huskies to push it out some more.
Russo Nance, 3-ball. Nothing but net for the youngster. 5 points for young Dante in this one.
It's not a familiar position for the Sharks to be down.
Nice finish though from Josh Cunningham after the fine from Alonzo Burton.
Yeah, Cunningham's been good, just going about his business.
Up to 9 points now, the American. There's Bibbs round the Vodanovic screen. Position down low for Tom Vodanovic. Belger does well to hell, but Vodanovic finishes through them both. And he'll go the line again to convert a 3-point play.
Yeah, they're struggling to stop Tom Vodanovic, aren't they? Down low, just too strong.
12 points now for the Tall Black. And they'll look to make it 13 from the line. Sorry, I should say 13 points, and he's looking to make it 14 from the line. To go with his 4 rebounds. Free throws off, and Nick Barrow is called for holding.
Or
encroaching.
Yeah, I think he went in early. Tried to get the step in there early for the rebound.
Tucky Farrington checks into the game. Jack Riley takes the seat for the Huskies. Trail by 7 to the home team. Southland Sharks, who are looking to make it 9 wins on the trot. There's Josh Cunningham down low. A couple of Huskies looking after him, so he finds Galuli, and his 3 ball is pure.
Yeah, much needed 3 for the Sharks. Here comes that screen.
Bibbs to Ferguson. Another screen from Barrow. He'll be in double digits screen setting already. Bibbs drives.
That was better D though.
Galuli did well to get in front of him.
Yeah, not putting the hand in, although he's not looking, Bibbs isn't looking that good.
He stayed down. Looked like he's going to get up. He's maybe winded as he holds his side.
He's holding those ribs. A nice sweaty patch on the floor now.
Moppett's waiting to jump into action. Referee Sharon Martin just
They're like,
inspecting
can we
the
come
spot.
on? They're waiting to be called on.
And they have been summoned. Just a slight limp to his walk, Justin Bibbs right now. So he's going to make his way to the bench, put Rusko back into the game.
Dom's just checking the floor to make sure it's all good to go. Oh, off the
The
knee.
pass wasn't a great one, and Barry did well to dive on it like a live grenade, but he slid out of bounds, so the Sharks will get the ball back and get away with that one.
Yeah, unlucky for the Huskies. As the Sharks try their lineup again.
Galuli fires up a 3 ball. Too strong on that one. Brett Rusko has Russo announced to his right. Didn't need him, went himself. What an offensive rebound from Tom Vodanovic in the putback 2.
Oh, he's on fire, isn't he? Just timed that brilliantly with that offensive rebound. And straight back on D.
Belger fires it over to Galuli. Spins
Oh, great move.
to the hoop and a finish with the left hand. Toby Galuli for the Southland Sharks. There's Rusko. Barrow with another screen and another off the ball. Russo Nance driving high off the glass.
How did that go in? Amazing.
3 Sharks surrounding him. What a finish from Dante Russo Nance. Burton goes around the DKP screen, and then the pull up from the free throw line is good.
Here come the Huskies again.
Vodanovic just the slow dribble into a 3 ball that backs in, and he's fouled by Cunningham. So for the second time he'll go the line after being fouled on a 3-pointer. This time to convert a 4-point play for Tom Vodanovic, who is now up to 18 points in this first half.
He just casually stepped up to that line to let that 3 go. I'm sure he didn't call the bank, but he'll take that. Sharks struggling to stop him.
I said earlier he's averaging 18 since his return from the Australian NBL.
But this is what you want to do, isn't it? When you previously has played for the Sharks, you want to come down here and show what you can do when you're playing in the opposition, and he's definitely doing that.
He has 19 in the first half. And they lead by 8 again, do the Huskies. Galuli. Rusko did well.
Oh, gets it back though. Good hustle. Staying with the play. Cunningham
A nice finish from Josh Cunningham, who wanted a foul.
was demanding the call.
40 seconds to go in this first half. It's been a to and fro first half of basketball. Can Tom Vodanovic continue his hot streak? That's off to the right. Galuli with the rebound.
So a chance here for the Sharks. Trying to get the crowd into the match.
Belger stepping down the lane. Gets the finish as well through Nick Barrow. Crowd trying to will their team.
Now who's going to take the last shot for the Huskies? Here comes a pick.
Didn't use it, Bibbs. 1 second on the clock. It's got to go up. And that might have been after. Referees are going to discuss it. Unsurprisingly, the Huskies say it was good. The Sharks say it wasn't.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Had it left his hand or was it still in his hand?
The basket will not count. And I've got to say, I think I agree with them. And that'll do us for the first half of action. The teams make their way to the locker rooms. The Huskies 47, the Southland Sharks 43. Plenty more basketball to come in this. An intriguing encounter here at Stadium Southland. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Stadium Southland. Halftime here between the SIT Zero Fees Stadium, Southland Sharks I should say, and the Sky Tower Auckland Huskies. And as you can see, the Huskies with a 47-43 lead here after 2 quarters. Tom Vodanovic leading the way with 19 points. And what a first half he's had. Hugh Bannon here alongside Donna Wilkins. We'll run through the stats on the screen for you. And Donna, the Huskies shooting 40% from beyond the arc to the Southland Sharks 25. Just 4 3 balls have dropped, 3 of those in quick succession from Braden Inger in the first quarter.
And that's something the Sharks have been good at from the 3-point line and in the previous performances that they've had, but just really struggling, but just not wanting to let the ball go. They're second guessing themselves and it's showing.
Tom Vodanovic also leading the way on the rebounds with his fellow front quarter, Chris Johnson. The 2 imports pulling in the board so far for the Southland Sharks. The turnover count is similar, 6-4 in favour of the Huskies, who have 4. And Dominic Camonpoto, as you see, with 3 assists, Donna, but he's had a quiet game so far.
Yeah, look, he's been struggling a little bit and it took a long time for him to get those points on the board. And also spent a bit of time on the bench picking up some cheap fouls.
Certainly has just 2 points, 1 rebound, currently operating at a -14 ±. So Tom Vodanovic has done a good job on DKP, who's having a fantastic season for the Sharks. And one shot blocker you'd expect to see there, Chris Johnson, and one you wouldn't expect, Toby Galuli, but what a block it was coming in from the help side to get a big block. So what do you think, Jonna, the message is from Rob Beveridge at halftime here for the Sharks?
Look, I think they do need to pick up defensively. Normally they pick up a lot of steals and get a lot of ball, but they're not generating any sort of defensive pressure at the moment, especially on Vodanovic. He's doing whatever he likes at the moment, and it's showing in that stat line.
Certainly is. 19 points, 5 rebounds, and just 1 foul for Vodanovic compared to 3 for Braden Enger, who had to spend a bit of time marking Vodanovic, and 2 for Dominic Kelman-Portal. So Vodanovic certainly winning the battles in that respect, and the Huskies winning the battle overall with a 47-43 lead here at halftime at Stadium Southland. We'll be back with the third quarter of action live on the home of sport, Sky Sport, after the break. Third quarter just a few minutes away here at Stadium Southland between the Sharks and the Huskies. Welcome back to our coverage here on Sky Sport. Hugh Baden here alongside Donna Wilkins, and round 9 well and truly underway. Started on Thursday night, Donna, with the Canterbury Rams getting a much needed win on the road at the Stockyard in Franklin against the Bulls, 87-71. And then how about last night, the Taranaki Mountaineers, their second win of the season against their rivals to the east, the Manawatu Jets, 104-93, that one in New Plymouth. 3 games of action tonight. As you can see, the Huskies up 47-43 on the Sharks. And what a win this would be for the Huskies if they can hold on. The Sharks looking to win their 9th game in a row and cement their spot at the top of the table, with the Saints and Hawks breathing down their neck. Speaking of the Hawks, they're in action tonight against the Franklin Bulls at Pettigrew Green Arena in Hawke's Bay. I won't give away the scores for those recording. And also the Jets in action against the Rams. Tomorrow night, the one we've been waiting for, the Saints against the Hawks, the rematch after the Hawks got the win in Napier, this time in Wellington with no fans, of course, due to the alert level change in the capital city. Also at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon from the Edgar Centre in Dunedin, the Otago Nuggets currently in 4th spot, taking on the Auckland Huskies, who will make their way there tomorrow morning from Invercargill. And then don't forget, of course, Wednesday night's game between the Nelson Giants and the Wellington Saints. That one moved from yesterday with the Saints not travelling. So that'll be a 6:30 tip-off at the Trafalgar Centre as we see Rob Beveridge. Plenty to think about for the one they call Bevo.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have been an intense halftime talk in the changing room. Just trying to get the team just to pick themselves up a bit, and it's looking a little bit flat. But credit to the Huskies. Good first half. Bogdanovic, he's been amazing.
He certainly has, averaging 18 points, like I said, since returning from the Sydney Kings.
He's got them already.
He has 19 at the half for the Huskies.
This is where the Sharks have to go, I'll take him. Someone needs to pick him up and do a good defensive job. Try and slow down that rhythm that he's created from that first half.
Love this time here, playing in the orange of Southland, Tom Bogdanovic. Originally from Wellington. Now wearing the white and teal of the Auckland Huskies. Is that fair? Teal? It's teal, isn't it, they wear? I like their colours. What's your favourite uniform in the league, Donna? You're not going to like my answer.
Well, to be fair, I don't think orange is my colour, although I like the Sharks. Back in my netball playing days, the colours of the Huskies were, that tealy colour was our colour.
White, teal and navy is nice, isn't it? I think the Huskies have very nice colours. I like the Nuggets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think their uniforms are great. They're blue and gold. But I know you're adverse to all things Otago. So
No, not at all. I actually played 3 years for Otago, come on.
So you wore the blue and gold?
Yeah, I did. It was predominantly blue for the women's team. But I don't know why. I just didn't think that you were going to pick the Nuggets colours. There you go.
Always liked him. Anyway, back underway here between the orange of the Southland Sharks and the white of the Auckland Huskies. Huskies now going from right to left on your screen. Let's see who's going to win the battle in this second half between Tom Bogdanovic and Don Kelman-Portal. Well, you wanted to see some more defensive intensity from the Sharks. Can Dante Russo-Nance get the first shot to go? He can't. So a good start for the Sharks defensively.
And Cunningham's got the big job of marking Bogdanovic.
Galuli drops it in to Cunningham. Shoulder into the chest of Bogdanovic, and he finishes as well. So a strong start in the second half from the Southland Sharks.
And Cunningham has been good. Josh Cunningham tonight for the Sharks. He's one of the shining lights really at the moment.
Chris Johnson trying to find Dante Russo-Nance. Hands it off to him, but it comes off the sideline. So that'll be Sharks ball. Russo-Nance suggesting he was bumped. And you might have a case, but it won't matter as Kelman-Portal gets us back underway. Galuli drops it down low to Cunningham. Again he goes to work, this time on Johnson, a much longer defender, and it doesn't bother him though, so back-to-back buckets for the import frontman for the Sharks.
It's all tied up.
Here's Bibbs. Mismatch down low for Bogdanovic. He fires it across to Rusko, spins into the lane, puts it out without even looking at the hoop and gets it to drop.
Yeah, look, he did a great job there because Josh Cunningham put his big mitt out trying to shake it loose.
Belger, Cunningham with a bit of speed down the lane. Galuli just poked out of bounds though by Dante Russo-Nance.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can argue that. A shake of the head.
Here's Burton, step back 3 ball. He gets absolutely nothing. 49-47, the Huskies lead early in the second half. As we just wait for Britt Rusko to tie the shoes up. Bit of pressure from the Sharks as well.
Yeah, going into some full court D.
There's Vodanovic looking to turn DKP inside out. Does that and
stop
then
it.
drops the 3 ball. Tom Vodanovic is on a tear tonight for the Huskies.
Doing it all himself.
Kilman-Portal sets the screen and rolls. Instead they go back to Cunningham. This time a runner.
he
He gets
passes.
nothing. Right place, right time for Kilman-Portal though.
Surely
He
that's got to be an
passes.
assist.
Don't try and sell that off as a pass, Wilkins. Braden Inge getting ready to check back into the game. Here's Rusko. Johnson down low. Immediately double team. So Vodanovic is wide open for 3.
Oh, he doesn't like the wide open ones.
Big board for Johnson though. Bibbs will go for 3. This time it does go for the Huskies. Tom Vodanovic, of course, made 10 3-pointers in a game twice at the Showdown last year when he was wearing the green and white of the Jets.
Yeah, look, he was impressive last year, wasn't he? You just can't leave him out in that 3-point zone.
Was MVP at the Showdown. I know the Jets thought they had a shot at getting him back this year, but the Huskies offer too good to refuse. Belger fires it over to Kilman-Portal, steadies the feet, puts up the 3 and gets it to go. Dominique Kilman-Portal with 5 quick points. That might just get him going in the right direction for the Sharks in this second half.
He was hiding that far down in the corner. I struggled to see him there. Oh, there's a steal.
4 on 2 here for the Sharks. Belger, Cunningham,
Look out.
down it goes. The Sharks with a nice fast break bucket.
And he was still wanting an extra.
Bibbs Johnson wide open down low, and he makes the most of it with an exclamation point.
I'm sure that hoop moved back half a foot after that dunk. Makes me nervous. Still there though.
Well, wait till you see the Canterbury Rams, Donna. They've had a couple of times with either Jack Salt or Max Darling hanging off the rim where I think the whole of Cal Stadium's going to come down. Maybe not a structurally sound as Stadium Southland, just quietly.
Yeah, well, it goes for another, but
Kilman-Portal's wide open 3 doesn't drop this time.
well, the Rams are yet to come down here. Come south.
Bibbs. He puts up a 3 ball and he gets it to go. Justin Bibbs now has 16 points. And the Huskies have a 6-point lead.
Yeah, the Sharks keep coming back, but the Huskies reply every time.
Kilman-Portal to Belger. He drives.
Oh!
And Courtney Belger seems to have done his ankle a mischief.
No, I don't. I think it may even be. It actually looked like either an Achilles or a calf the way he.
Along comes Hayden Sproat, the physio for the Southland Sharks.
It was like as soon as he hit the ground with that, it went. Not a good sight to see.
Certainly wasn't as he made his way to what was looking like a easier layup. He's slowly getting to his feet. It certainly doesn't look flash for Courtney Belger, who's going to get helped off the court. Walking himself off the court though, which is a good sign. So Andrew Wheeler comes on for the Sharks.
You don't normally like it when there's a yell with it. I hope he's okay.
He'll go straight to see Hayden Sproat and get that looked at. Meanwhile, a key player to lose for the Sharks. Andrew Wheeler, a 10-year veteran of the Sharks, but certainly not the offensive or defensive player that Courtney Belger is. Here is Wheeler, rising into a jump shot, trying to prove me wrong immediately. We have a foul on the rebound. It's on Britt Rusko. Getting a little bit too handsy with Dom Kilman-Portal.
Yeah, I think he just gave away position and thought would sneakily try and hold him back. Dom, though, too strong, gets the call. The Huskies still holding on to that 6-point lead, though. doing enough.
Belger receiving attention on the bench. Looks like his right ankle. Here's Braden Inga down low, meanwhile fading away from the bucket and getting a pretty little jumper to go.
You know, you're right, he's looking at the ankle. Just thought with a scream it might have been something else.
Rusko. Here's Johnson.
What can Cunningham do?
Fade away from Johnson, doesn't go. Kelvin Portal with the rebound, his fourth.
Opportunity here for the Sharks.
Trail by 4, Alonzo Burton, little hesitation move and a beautiful layup.
Using his speed. Huskies don't want Alonzo to get on fire.
Here's Zach Riley the other way. Nice find from Tom Vodanovic.
Yeah, Sharks are just not picking up the runners on that fast break.
Wheeler. A look inside. Kelvin Portal had
tunnel
position, but Tom Vodanovic is happy with his work, forcing a turnover. And we have a media timeout here with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's a 4-point game. The Huskies 62, the Sharks 58. Will we see Courtney Belger again this game? There's a big question.
Yeah, I think it's getting strapped up, so I think he's going to give it a go.
So perhaps better than first feared, Donna, as he made his own way off the court, and it's getting strapped up, like you say. In the background there, on the left of your screen, you can see physio Hayden Sproke going to work. Meanwhile, those men in blue and white, the Huskies, have a 4-point lead in perhaps the toughest place to play right now. The Sharks, who haven't lost at home all season, are on an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, the Huskies are doing a great job, even if the Sharks score, pushing back straight away. The Sharks aren't set defensively and getting a lot of those cheap points off the fast break.
And this will be a game that the likes of the Nuggets, the Rams and the Giants will have close eyes on. They certainly won't want a Huskies win. They'll be hoping the Sharks can just keep winning.
But good teams find a way through, don't they, when they're not performing, not playing at their best. Be interesting to see whether the Sharks can do that. They haven't been in this situation for a few weeks now.
We're back underway. Here's Justin Bibbs.
Alonzo Burden gets his hands to it, not enough to get a steal.
Johnson sets the screen. Vodanovic, no hesitation into that 3 ball. Down it goes. Tom Vodanovic again from the 3-point line. 25 now.
Yeah, just not finding him early enough.
Here's Kelvin Portal, fires it open to Cunningham. Burton
Needs it, can't get it.
high bouncing rebound. Kelvin Portal brings it in. Wheeler pulls straight up from the baseline. Another offensive board for DKP.
Can that lift the Sharks? 2 in a row.
He's fouled this time by Vodanovic, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Good offensive set from Kelvin Portal. 2 offensive rebounds and it earns his way to the charity stripe.
We'll need to knock these both down, help the Sharks. Trailing by 7.
Misses the first as Dom. The hair went from blonde to pink pretty early on in the season, didn't it, Donna?
Yeah, it did. I don't know if pink's working for him tonight.
Does it go well with the orange?
I don't know if he's tried orange. Although the pink is fading, it's not as bright as what it was a couple of weeks ago. A scramble for that loose ball. Inga gets it.
Missed 3 from Vodanovic. So what can the Sharks bring? A big screen from Josh Cunningham as he's muscling Zach Riley around.
He's throwing him to the ground.
Aaron Young waiting for a foul. Wheeler puts up a 3. Can't get it to go. So Andrew Wheeler's come off the bench due to the injury to Courtney Belger. And Donna, I just wonder if he's taken 3 shots already in a short period of time, whether that's what Rob Beveridge wants.
No, I'm sure it's not. And was that a good 3? It was early in the offensive play. Different story if you're knocking them down.
Here's Bibbs. Contested 3-ball from the wing.
Yeah,
Rebounded by DKP.
Yeah, Cunningham did well then. Enough to put him off and not foul.
8 rebounds for Kilman Portal now to go with the 7 points. Burton, Bibbs does well to stay in front of him. Stop that baseline drive, but he does foul in the end. Johnny Hellu checks into the game.
Can he be the spark that the Sharks need? It's very quick. Oh, just tricking. You're not coming into the game yet, Johnny.
I think after the free throws is the call. Tried to sub out Alonzo Burton before the free throw.
He wanted to shoot. Just excited to get on the court.
Burton makes the first.
It's the first score for a while. It's been up and down.
And he makes the second, and now he'll make his way to the bench, and Johnny Hellu can come into the game. Courtney Belger puts his shoe back on, and we might see him give that ankle a go very shortly. His team trail by 5. Dante Russo-Nance with a baseline runner that doesn't drop. Rebound number 9 for Dominique Kelman-Portal. Inga.
Kenny.
Not this time, and Johnson corrals the board. Here's Justin Bibbs, throws it up for Chris Johnson, and that's only going one way, and that's down the hoop. Pretty basketball from the Auckland Huskies.
Yeah, good screen and roll. Can't stop that action. Pretty to watch.
Kevin Portal finds Hellu and then sets a screen for him. Rolls to the hoop.
5 on the shot clock.
Inga with a 3-ball. Contested, but it didn't matter. 3-pointer from Braden Inga makes this a 4-point game.
Misses the easy ones, makes the hard. Keeps the Sharks in touch.
Just over a minute to go in the third period here. 67-63. Chris Johnson.
Cunningham flies in him, comes back again.
Off the front iron.
Ooh.
Here's Inga. Catch and shoot in transition from the mid-range. Good rebound from Justin Bibbs. .40 on the clock as Vodanovic elevates into a 3-ball, and he gets it to go. 28 now for Vodanovic to go with his 6 boards. And every time the Sharks get within a Finn's reach, the Huskies pull away.
And it's Vodanovic normally that's hurting the Sharks, finishing off from 3-point land.
Here's Cunningham back to Kelman Portal. He puts up a 3-ball from the wing. He gets nothing. Out of bounds it goes, and with 15 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Huskies will look for the final shot of this term.
The Sharks are going to need to play a good defensive set here. It's already 7 points the difference.
Aaron Young makes the defense for offense sub, with Zach Riley taking a seat, but Rusko into the game. Can they extend their 7-point lead? Russo-Nance driving into heavy traffic. The basket will count, and he'll go the line for one more. Dante Russo-Nance.
And the Sharks look a little bit stunned. Just defensively haven't been as good as they have been in previous matches.
For the 3-point shooting, a stark contrast on the stat sheet. 11 for 25 are the Huskies, 6 for 24 are the Sharks, as Vodanovic and Johnson get an extra 8.4 second break before the third quarter break. Dante Russo-Nance at the line, converts the 3-point play. 10-point lead. Who's going to have the last say out this third quarter? Is it going to be Braden Inga? A high arcing 3-pointer that doesn't go. So it is a 10-point gap with 10 minutes to go here at Stadium Southland. The Auckland Huskies have rode into town and they're 10 minutes away from what would be a fantastic win in the Shark Tank. 73-63, the Huskies lead. Fourth quarter coming up after the break.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
And welcome back to Stadium Southland. The T-shirt cannon is firing up here at three-quarter time. 73-63, the Auckland Huskies lead the Southland Sharks. With 10 minutes to go. The Sharks talking it over. Hugh Baden here alongside Donna Wilkins. And Donna, every time, we mentioned it just before the break there, every time the Sharks get themselves back into this game, the Huskies pull away, and through no small part, through the work of Tom Vodanovic, who has 28 points. Justin Bibbs with 16 for the Huskies too. They haven't really had an answer for the one they call Tommy B.
No, that's right, they haven't. He's playing outstanding, doing exactly what his team needs him to do, but so good from the three-point line. What can the Sharks do?
They're back out on court. Here are the Southland Sharks. Johnny Helu to Kelman Poto. Wheeler still out there, so they clearly don't feel comfortable using Courtney Belger just yet. He's on the bench without a shooting shirt on, still with his jersey on. But a good start for the Huskies in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's not a turnover that they wanted, the Sharks.
Rushko, Russo, Nance, Bibbs, Vodanovic and Johnson out there for the Huskies. Bibbs elevates into a three ball. In and out it goes.
The Sharks take each other out.
Sigh of relief, I think, around the
Josh Cunningham's
arena
limping
as well.
I think he come off second best.
Inga driving, Vodanovic with the block and then comes down with the ball. Eyes up Kelman Poto at the other end. Little floater and he gets it to go as well. Tom Vodanovic putting on a masterclass tonight here at Stadium Southland. Tom Cowie getting ready to check into the game.
The Sharks need to get some penetration towards the hoop.
Kelman Poto backs down Vodanovic. Up he goes. That doesn't go. Tom Vodanovic again with the board as well.
And the Sharks running out of time. Not looking likely at the moment. The Huskies are doing a fantastic job. Step back.
Russo Nance with the step back. Wheeler comes down with the rebound though. Helu drops it down to Kelman Poto. Here is Johnny Helu. And Johnny, you've mentioned it a couple times tonight. They do just seem a little flat, the Southland Sharks.
Yeah, like normally those passes will stick and it would be finished by a three bomb, but just not happening tonight for the Sharks. A little bit static, not getting that cutting to the hoop, and I guess when the three-point is a big part of your offense and it's not happening for you, you struggle sometimes to find other ways to score, and that's what we're seeing with the Sharks.
Helu and Wheeler have taken a seat as Cowie And Burton come back into the game. 5 on the shot clock. Brooke Rusko elevates from the edge of the keyway, and he gets it to go. Everything going right now for the Huskies, who lead by 14 now.
Yeah, biggest lead.
Burton driving high off a glass, and he gets it to go. Maybe a settler for the Sharks here.
And
They need more than that, though.
Well, they do, but that's better, taking it in, creating an opportunity, but you've got to get back on D as well, and they've struggled.
Russo Nance, 3 more does it go. Johnson taps away the board, but Vodanovic had left his spot.
Sharks are better too when they run the floor.
Cunningham. It's a little bit of a bite from Johnson. Uses his body well. Gets his own rebound. And gets it to go. He's fouled as well. So to the line will go Josh Cunningham.
Such a great offensive board. Just worked really hard for that. Timeout.
So a timeout here, 77-65. The Huskies lead. And are we in? Still 7 minutes, 23 seconds to go, Donna.
Yeah, look, there's plenty of time. But as we've seen throughout this match, as you say, the Sharks come back, they get to 3 or 4, and then the Huskies push on and hit a big 3. And you see the heads dropping in the Sharks camp, where they just got to get on with it, play some good D. The Huskies with all the momentum, really, but can these last couple of plays change it for the Sharks? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, 10 points can disappear in a few seconds in a game of basketball.
Surely some of those threes for the Sharks have to start dropping.
6 for 25 from beyond the arc. Struggling to find an answer for Tom Vodanovic, though, with the Southern Sharks. 30 points, 8 rebounds for the Sydney King.
See, back in my day, we'll be told to do a box and one and just have that one player that follows their scorer everywhere, not even let him get a catch.
Meanwhile, Josh Cunningham at the line.
In and out, but Inga.
Great work from Braden Inga, and Alonzo Burton will get a chance. A 3, and he gets it to go.
There we go, there's that 3 that we needed to drop for the Sharks to create that opportunity for them.
Can the Huskies respond? They still lead by 7, with just over 7 to go. Justin Bibbs trying to find a bit of space. Josh Cunningham does well. Bibbs up with the left.
Ooh, I thought that was going to roll in, but
Toby Galuli came down with the ball, and here come the Sharks the other way through Cunningham. Vodanovic does well to stop that fast break. Burton loses the ball mid-shot.
Yeah, I think that
hadn't left the ground, though, according to the referee. The ball wet, though, so they're just going to talk it over, I think. And
yeah, I think Murphy just got his hand in there as Alonzo was about to release it.
The ball just getting dried.
There's definitely a lot of sweaty bodies out there creating.
Well, it's warm in here as well. They obviously pumped the heating today.
It's always warm in Invercargill. Just said that the sun was shining today.
Inga for 3. High and over the backboard and sitting there. How is that going to get down is my question, Donna. Are we throwing balls up there? Is that what's happening? Surely. Carter Davison's not here to jump up and get it.
Well, you'd have to climb, wouldn't you? Who wants to go up the back of that backboard?
Referee Sean Cronin.
Oh, he's got the
many a decade of
mop.
Experience under his belt. Went straight for the mop. Brett Rusko's going to try and get the biggest cheer of the night.
Right. There we go.
He does just that.
Only
no
2
cheer
attempts.
though. Come on, crowd.
I was quite happy with that. He only took 2 attempts and nearly took out the score bench, throwing the ball back.
Play the game from Brooke Rusko, and we're back underway with Brooke Rusko.
Yeah, opportunity lost for the Sharks there. Crib back into this lead. See what the Huskies can do. They'll be wanting to score off this set. Inga doing a good job denying the ball to the Vodanovic.
Here's Rusko driving.
Oh, thank you.
Scoop. I don't think it even made it to hoop height. Brett Rusco calling for a goaltend. Cunningham picked it up before it even got to the hoop.
He actually cradled it with 2 hands. Hugged that ball.
Cowie back to Inga. The lane opens up for Braden Inga. Up with the left-handed layup. Conservative finish. But
I think he was just making sure it went in.
effective nonetheless. 5-point game.
Pressure's starting to go on the Huskies. Sharks have had a run.
Bojanovic just steps into a 3-ball. Long rebound to Brooke Rusco. And Bibbs, and that lane's wide open for Justin Bibbs, who goes upstairs and throws it down with one hand. Timeout called. Rob Beveridge not happy with the defensive intensity on that play.
Yeah, look, they forced that miss from the 3-point line, but not everyone was boxing out their player. Created a second chance for the Huskies, and a much-needed 2 for the Huskies.
79-72, timeout here, 5.5 minutes, just over to go in the fourth quarter. A win for the Huskies here would have some serious ladder-altering implications for the rest of this season. Don't forget there's other games happening as well. The Hawks taking on the Bulls from Napier. Also on Sky Sport, as is the Jets and the Rams. So 3 big games. That Hawks-Bulls one. The Bulls cannot make the top 4 anymore, but the Hawks jostling position in that top 4. And the Canterbury Rams in a similar spot to the Huskies. Every win counts as they try and wrestle that 4th spot off the current incumbents, the Otago Nuggets. Taking on a Jet side who, although they can't make the top 4, certainly have the talent to beat anyone on their day.
Yeah, look, it's quite congested, isn't it, through the middle of the table at the moment. The business end of the season, as they say.
And back underway. Tom Cowie with the ball. Still no Courtney Belger for the Sharks. Had that ankle strapped up, but we haven't seen him re-emerge. Burton almost loses the pill, regains it. Still complains about a sweaty ball. Maybe it's sweaty hands, Alonso. Cunningham's 3. Oh, and they make something out of nothing there, do the Sharks.
Like said, he's a shining light for the Sharks tonight. Can he be the player that lifts them?
22 points for Josh Cunningham. Can Justin Bibbs fire back a 3 of his own? He cannot, and we have a foul down low, and it's on Tom Cowie. Coming to terms with the length of Chris Johnson.
And it's back to 4.
This is going to be a very tense last 5 minutes of action here at Stadium Southland. And for all you Huskies fans watching at home in particular. Bibbs will inbound from the baseline. Chris Johnson left wide open. Oh, Josh Cunningham with a good foul.
Yeah, stop the 2.
And just a few defensive miscommunications we've seen tonight, I think, from the Sharks, whether it's smart offense from the Huskies or a little column A, little column B. Have they called that
called unsportsmanlike?
That seems tough. Either way, Chris Johnson to the line. And he makes it count. So we'll get 2 free throws and possession back.
That's a big call, isn't it, at this moment of the game?
Josh Cunningham deemed to have not even attempted to go for the ball. 5-point game. Huskies ball, under 5 to go. Bibbs finds Johnson down low. Riley's wide open in the corner. Oh, great cut from Dante Russo. Nance, who's absolutely clobbered by Tom Cowie. Springs to his feet, though, does the 16-year-old, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It marches up to the line.
But again, the Huskies finding a little bit of space off the ball.
Yeah, that lane's kind of opening wide, isn't it, for them? Sharks caught a wee bit flat defensively.
Well, the Huskies coach Aaron Young will be wondering why they're not making their free throws. He'll be Absolute coach killers at this point in the game. He makes the second though, does Russo Nance. Here's Inga down low. Turnaround jumper over Bibbs.
Rolls in.
Rattles around and drops for Braden Inga. 18 points for Braden Inga now.
It's important that the Huskies keep doing what's been working for them.
4-point lead. Tom Bogdanovic. Well, this
Here
has
we
been
go.
working for them. Not this
comes
time,
up
though.
short, but another offensive rebound.
Russo Nance. Good pass from Riley to Bibbs, but
Short
he's
as well.
in traffic there, and here come the Sharks with a 3-on-2 opportunity.
And
Burton,
it's up.
transition 3-ball. Rebounded by Bogdanovic. His 9th. Big game for Tom Bogdanovic so far. 30 points, 9 rebounds. Zach Riley thought about
Travel.
the 3. The hesitation cost him, and he travelled. And Brooke Rusko pulled immediately off the bench. And Zach Riley will make his way off the court. Three minutes, 51 seconds. A 4-point game here at ILT Stadium, Southland.
The Huskies want to keep their lead. They don't want to let the Sharks crib back into it. They don't want the crowd to come into it for the Sharks as well. They've been quite quiet all night.
Cowie to Cunningham. He skips down the lane, almost lost the handle, thought he regained it but couldn't finish, and Chris Johnson comes away with it. Cunningham bellowing at the rest for a foul. Russo Nance dropping it off to Bibbs. Smart play from the Auckland Huskies. They extend their lead to 6.
The Sharks have had opportunities but just not finishing.
No Courtney Belger out there, of course, as Russo Nance knocks that out of bounds.
And I think Belger will be staying on the bench. He's got his T-shirt on.
Just wonder what implications that injury is going to have for the rest of the season as well.
Yeah, they're definitely missing his leadership out there. So I thought Galuli was getting quite close to that sideline.
Well, Braden Inga is making those turnaround jump shots look easy. Just no hesitation, using his length. Beautiful touch. He's up to 20 points now as Chris Johnson almost loses possession. Bogdanovic steps into an open 3.
Oh, he's not making those open ones. Another opportunity here.
Risky leaving him open though, and I think that's what the Sharks coaching staff just said to each other. Why is Tom Bogdanovic always open?
Right.
Here's Cunningham.
Inga at the top.
He's looking confident, is Braden Inga.
He passes it to Burton underneath. And a
Galuli
foul.
comes down with it. There is
Bodies
a
everywhere.
foul in there somewhere. Who are the referees going to call this on? Justin Bibbs, I think, is the culprit. Toby Galuli will go to the line.
Yeah, big foul shots coming up here.
Or
No, I think
Alonzo Burton.
Yeah, important to knock these two down with just under 2.5 to go.
This could make it a 2-point game if Alonzo Burton can make both of these. Makes the burst, and the Thunder Sticks go into overdrive over there on the Ray Harper stand.
Got quite a few of them at 860 Waipunama Road. Myers collection.
But a discussion going on out there about potentially who the foul was on.
They're not sure. To be fair, they were both underneath.
There's a lot of action going on under the hoop, wasn't there?
But what do you do now? Because he's already shot one.
I thought the foul was on Galuli, as in that Galuli was the man who was fouled.
Correct. I agree, but what do you do now, though? The ref has let them take one shot. You can't take it off him. Or can you?
There's plenty of experience down there in those men talking on your screen. Sean Cronin, who's refereed now in 5 decades.
I reckon there's going to be a change. They are dismissing that, and they're going to...
We're not sitting courtside here in Stadium Southland, so we're not privy to the conversations happening.
Oh, Bevo's not happy. So what are they doing?
Bevo's jumped off the bench.
Because not only are they taking that point away, they're also giving possession to the Huskies. They called a foul underneath. This is interesting.
Was it they called a foul and then they realised that they're not in the bonus?
But was Galuli not going up for a shot off that?
But if they called the foul on Burton, then maybe it wasn't a shooting foul. Then why would it be Huskies' ball now?
I am very confused. Okay, if it was the wrong shooter going to the line, but are they saying they did it intentionally? So why else would Huskies have possession?
Rob Beveridge still on the court. Like I say, we're not sitting courtside, so not privy to the conversations
it is
happening,
not often this
unfortunately.
crowd boo. Everyone is a little bit confused in the stadium.
Well, either way, it's Huskies' ball. They lead by 4, and we're not sure what just happened. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it after the game.
Sometimes things like that can spur your team. But here come the Huskies. They're going to run this 24-second clock down, use all the time.
Chris Johnson elevates from the
He
free throw
took
line.
steps, had a shuffle.
Called for a travel.
He did though, he shuffled his feet before the shot, ever so slightly, and it was a nice shot too.
It was. So, better luck going the Sharks' way.
A crazy finish.
2 minutes to go. 4 points in this one. The curious incident of the taken away free throw will be discussed, I'm sure, no matter the result. Josh Cunningham.
And he looked straight at the ref.
2-pointer over Chris Johnson from the mid-range.
What could have been if they were allowed those foul shots?
Rusko back to Johnson. Johnson puts up a 3-ball. Doesn't go. 83-81. A minute 20 to go.
The crowd are coming alive.
They certainly are. It's getting loud in the Shark Tank. They're looking to keep
I feel like I'm yelling now because it's getting so loud in here.
a win streak alive at the Southland Sharks. Cowie.
Oh, it loses the handle.
Alonzo Burton scampers into a bit of space. That's going to miss everything.
Got a touch on it.
A minute to go. Here's Tom Vodanovic. What a game he's had. Finds Chris Johnson down low. Uses his length, but he can't get it to go. The Huskies just struggling to find any points right now in the last couple of minutes.
Could there be extra time?
Crowd here at Stadium Southland winning their team on.
Turnover, but Dom gets it back.
Kielman-Polo saves the day for the Sharks. Tom Cowie! The lane just opened up for Tom Cowie, and it's a tied ball game. Timeout called by the Auckland Huskies.
There was like nobody in that key. We're all scrambling out for that loose ball that Dom got.
The unlikely hero, Tom Cowie, ties it up with 33.6 seconds to go. Wow, what a fourth quarter we've seen here.
It's like, take a breath.
That free throw that was, for some reason, taken away almost has spurred the Sharks on, Donna.
It has, and it has definitely spurred the crowd on. As I said, you don't often see them boo. They're just as confused as we were upstairs. But plenty of time here, 33 seconds. Will we see extra time?
Aaron Young talking it over with his team, as is Rob Beveridge.
Courtney Belger not looking that good on that ankle, the ice pack on. As you see the fans.
It's getting loud here in the Shark Tank. ILT Stadium Southland.
They're on their feet to close out this match.
I'd suggest the Huskies have led for what feels like 90% of this game.
Oh, they have, and they've done a great job, and this is it. They need to close it out, the Huskies. Stay doing what, they've just fell off a couple of shots down the stretch here.
Well, we've seen big impacts late here for the Sharks from Josh Cunningham and Braden Inga in particular. And then Tom Cowie found himself with a wide open lane.
See the full court pressure here from the Sharks. They're going to get another possession, the Sharks, so see what they can do defensively.
Got a 9-second differential between shot clock and game clock.
Oh, it's intense. Cunningham comes over.
7 on the shot clock.
Big
Call for an
call.
offensive foul. Tom Cowie went flying.
He did go flying right in front of the ref. Without a doubt, he calls a charge.
So now the Southland Sharks call a timeout, and they'll have 14.6 seconds to get up a shot that could see them maintain a 9-game winning streak.
Cowie went flying.
He did. I didn't see what happened. I just saw Tom Cowie go flying Matrix style across the floor. And the referee, Hamish Dow, was right there. He called the offensive foul immediately. And that young Huskies team you see on your screen need to keep their heads up for this last 14.6 seconds. That'll be what Aaron Young's telling them.
Well, they've done well defensively, other than that last play down the court where the key come wide open. They've done a great job all night. They just need one more play. 14 seconds. Create some pressure and maybe a turnover.
Who do the Sharks go to? No Courtney Belger, of course.
Oh, I'm really not too sure. But they don't want to leave any time on the clock.
Who is going to be the potential hero for the Southland Sharks? Josh Cunningham's led the way all night with 24 points. Braden Inga has 20. Alonzo Burton, don't leave him wide open if you're an Auckland Husky.
I think it's important, though, that the Sharks don't leave any time on the clock for the Huskies, as we're even, 83 apiece.
Cowie, Burton,
The crowd are getting
Kelman,
so loud.
Portal, Inga and Cunningham out there for the Sharks. Russo Nance, Riley, Bibbs, Vodanovic, Johnson for the Huskies. Kelman Portal is going to inbound the ball. 83 all, 14.6 seconds to go.
What are they going to run?
They find Tom Cowie. 10 on the clock. Here's Braden Inga scampering down the lane. Quick hands. Cowie drives.
Oh, nearly a turnover.
Dishes.
Oh!
Offensive foul called on Josh Cunningham. Zach Riley draws what could be the most crucial charge of the Auckland Huskies season.
And I'm sure that wasn't the play that Bevo put on the whiteboard.
Zach Riley has been phenomenal in 2021 on the defensive end of the court. And they go back into another timeout to the Auckland Huskies.
And they're pumped, and they've got 1.8 on the clock. They've got time.
1.8. You know what we saw in the NBA this week? The Valley Oop, DeAndre Ayton getting up high to win the playoff game for the Phoenix Suns. Well, I would love them to draw up something similar for Chris Johnson.
Hey, look, the way this last 5 minutes have rolled in this match, anything could happen. Some random calls, big plays. Can there be one more?
Well, we spent all that time talking about who was going to be the hero for the Sharks. Now it's who's going to be the hero for the Huskies with 1.8 seconds to go. Will we see overtime at Stadium Southland?
I put someone big on the inbound pass, or do you double so they can't get it? I'd be up over that ball on the sideline.
Well, they've got no one the height of the length of Chris Johnson, really, the Sharks, apart from Liam McRae, who doesn't have the athleticism of Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Josh Cunningham's going to be on the inbound here.
I'd be looking at a couple of full screens and Johnson.
Oh, I'm nervous for
going
both
to the
teams
hoop.
right now.
It's going to be Britt Rusko to inbound the ball. Bibbs, Riley, Vodanovic and Johnson out there for the Huskies.
Could there be a 5-second violation on the inbound, Hugh?
Let's have a look. 1.8 seconds to go.
No.
Johnson, turn and shoot, mid-range. It does not go. Overtime basketball coming your way here on Sky Sport from ILT Stadium Southland. 83 apiece at the end of regulation.
Could some of these fouls that these Sharks are in play a part in this next 5 minutes?
Both teams to talk it over. Well, what a thrilling yet interesting fourth quarter we just had. Both teams had a chance to win it. We had 2 offensive fouls, one from Vodanovic, and then one from Cunningham, and then a wide, well, not a wide open, I should say, but a good look for Chris Johnson, given his length, that couldn't get to go.
Oh, we even see Chief on the court now.
Alex Pleasure playing assistant coach for
Just double
Southland
checking
Sharks.
how the extra time's going to roll, I think. Make sure they're all on the same page.
Well, free basketball for the fans here at I2 Stadium Southland, Donna.
Yeah, look, they're loving it. They've found their voices in the last quarter. So Huskies making their way onto the court early. Still got a little bit of time on the clock.
So I think Alex Pleasure was on court, just checking with the referees. The new rule for the league this year, where both teams go to 0 fouls to start overtime. The fouls aren't carried over in terms of the bonus, but the bonus free throws commence on the third team foul. So both teams have 2 fouls to give before they send the other team to the free throw line.
I'm sure the Sharks were hoping that they each got 6 fouls too, playing extra time with a few too many fouls. Although playing better defensively, so it might not have an impact. The Huskies are going to go back to doing what they were doing well, cutting to the hoop.
Well, interestingly, the only player with 4 fouls, apart from Courtney Belger, who I think we can assume is going to play no further part in this game, is Chris Johnson from the Auckland Huskies. Cunningham and Inga are both on 3 for the Sharks. We're just discussing whose ball it's going to be.
Well, surely we go the way of the possession arrow, do we?
This is classic Tuesday night club ball with Nelson, Donna. Just who did I win the tip? No, we won the tip, and then you. There was a.
I hate that possession arrow. I can never remember. And when you're on score bench duty, did we change it? Who won that jump ball? And then at halftime, I get very confused.
Leighton Hamilton, the assistant coach for the Sharks, coming out, and again they're going to turn the ball over. The referees away from the Sharks, and it will be Huskies possession. Tom Vodanovic getting his way.
Yeah, he won that argument. So here we go, extra time.
5 minutes of overtime, 83 apiece. I'm just going to double
that
check
arguing.
it.
Whose ball is it?
They're saying there might have been a jump ball. I don't remember a jump ball, Donna, do you?
No, I remember the ball getting stuck, but that was just a...
Out of bounds?
Yeah, because it hit the shot clock, right? So that was just a normal... Oh, no, here we go, back to what they'd
Huskies
already
ball.
decided.
Huskies
Here
ball.
go the Huskies. No, I don't think there's been any jump ball.
Vodanovic and Kilmore Porto getting straight back into the titanic battle they've had tonight. Overtime underway. Justin Bibbs goes around the Johnson screen. Offensive board for Tom Vodanovic. There's his double-double, 30 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, that hurts the Sharks, doesn't it? Another opportunity. They did well in that first possession, but Cunningham comes up with this time. He's been good tonight.
He certainly has. 24 points for Josh Cunningham, 8 rebounds now. Here he is, ball in hand.
Yeah,
Made
he's
some
saying,
big
"Give it to
shots
me."
down the stretch. None bigger though than Tom Cowie's wide open layup that he got to go. Cunningham for 3 from the wing.
Oh, Dom nearly came away with that offensive board.
Rebound number 11 for Tom Vodanovic.
He's going to be point guard as well, doing everything for the Huskies.
Johnson wants it down low, gets it. Russo Nance.
Wide open.
3 ball.
Ooh.
Another rebound for Tom Vodanovic. He's come into overtime with 3 quick rebounds. Bibbs under duress from
And
Inga.
another one.
Another offensive board for the Huskies.
Looks like the Huskies want it more.
Turnaround jumper from Johnson. Another
And again,
offensive board. Tom
how many is that?
Vodanovic
5 in extra time.
puts up a 3 ball, and he's fouled as well. That's the 3rd time Tom Vodanovic has been fouled shooting threes in this game. So he'll go the line for 3 free throws. And that is, well, a minute 15 of offensive rebounds for the Huskies, essentially.
They're just working really hard to go get that offensive rebound. A bit of want.
4 rebounds for Tom Vodanovic on his own in the first minute 14 of overtime. And he'll go the line now to shoot 3 free throws, and he makes the first.
And that's a critical thing, isn't it? It's 3. Stretch that lead out, makes the first.
Makes the second, 85-83. The crowd doing their best to get in his ear. But he makes them all. Cool as ice is Tom Vodanovic from the free throw line. How can the Sharks respond? Tom Cowie over to Braden Inga. Cunningham wants it down low. Johnson on 4 fouls, remember.
Again, just waiting the Sharks for something to happen. He needs to go up.
He does, and he finishes too. Johnson realising he couldn't foul.
Yeah.
Back to a 1-point game. Sets the screen. Vodanovic gets it.
Oh, stripped. Lonzo Burton gets his hand in there.
Here he is going the other way. Burton looking for Cunningham down low. Bibbs does well to front him and prevent the pass. Inga catch,
in the
shoot
corner.
from the corner.
Oh, passes it.
Oh, Alonzo Burton, what a follow, what a finish from Alonzo Burton. The
I
Sharks
don't
have
even
the
know
lead.
how he got that. It was off the side of the backboard.
Little glancing rebound. And the Sharks lead by 1. Brooke Rusko.
Wide open.
Give and
Oh,
go.
he misses.
Blows the bunny and goes straight into the corporate tables.
He disappeared under the table. Chance here, 5-on-4, but Cunningham just
almost
pulls
travels.
over.
Burton, 3-ball. This will set the crowd on fire. It does just that.
Where has that been all night? Burton.
90-86. The Sharks with a 4-point lead.
Galuli was putting a sub in, and then he's just gone to the bench going, no. Leaving that 5 out. Step back.
3-ball. Chris Johnson. Offensive rebound for Vodanovic.
Oh, look at that.
Going to come down with it. Russo Nances.
Great hustle.
Justin Bibbs now. Pulls up from the elbow. He
Shot.
gets it to go. Tom Vodanovic keeping his team in this with fantastic off-the-ball work.
Yeah, just great hustle. Trying to keep that ball offensively, give it his team a chance, and he has. But the Sharks up by 2.
Here's Braden Inga.
Can he?
Pick and pop, but the 3-ball doesn't go. Bibbs with the board.
1.5 to go.
That's a tough shot from Justin Bibbs.
It
It
gets
rattles
in.
around, but it goes. 90 points apiece. Timeout from the Southland Sharks. 1 minute 28 to go in overtime. If you've just joined us, we're in the midst of a thriller here between the Sharks, who are looking to win their 9th straight game, and the Huskies, who are looking to force their way into the top 4. Timeout Sharks. Just under 1 minute 30 to go. It is 90 points apiece. The Huskies rushed out to an 8-0 lead. The Sharks pulled it right back, but the Huskies would have led for, 90-95% of regulation time, Donna, before a Tom Cowie layup tied it up.
It's interesting too, though. The Sharks had a bit of a lead there in that extra time and couldn't hit that next shot. Was that 3 the option? Now we're all tied up.
That man there, Tom Vodanovic,
Huge.
has been huge for his team. Even that last possession, if he hadn't got that second chance opportunity, the game could well be beyond reach.
And that's something the Sharks are going to have to look at. They let him run and chase that down. They all stood and watched it, thinking it was going to roll out of bounds. Good for young kids watching. You don't ever give up. Vodanovic has been massive.
He's had 4 offensive rebounds in overtime alone.
What are the Sharks going to run here?
Alonzo Burton drops it into Dominique Kelman-Porto. Here's Josh Cunningham down low. Johnson
gonna
on 4
take him?
fouls.
Shot clock going down.
Puts up a
Tough
contested mid-range, and he gets it to go. Josh Cunningham. 92-90 to the
Unbelievable.
Sharks.
That was big. But here comes a drive. No, kicking out.
Johnson
Oh,
gets
big
Cunningham
fake.
to bite. Bibbs for 3 from the corner. That goes down. Huskies up by 1. What a finish we have to this game here at Stadium Southland.
The lead changes again.
93-92.
Oh, where to go? 10 on the clock.
Here's Braden Inga trying to find a bit of space.
5
on the shot clock. Kelvin Porto. This has been the battle to watch all night.
He's
Up
got to
against
get it up.
Bogdanovic.
He's got to get it up.
Cowie. Shot clock violation before the shot anyway that didn't go. Good defense from the Huskies. 30.5 seconds to go in overtime, and Auckland Huskies lead by 1. Their possession. Justin Bibbs has 27 points and the ball in his hands. Here's Chris Johnson. They go back to Bibbs. There's about a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Johnson just goes and fixes the net.
Just the important things.
Yeah, 3 on the clock.
Bibbs fires from the edge of the key.
Misses.
Doesn't go.
Big rebound, 4
Cunningham.
seconds.
Here's Tom
He's got to
Cowie.
shoot.
Shot has to go up.
Shoot.
It doesn't.
Oh, they didn't
No
look
shot.
at the clock.
And
Didn't
the
get a
Huskies
shot.
win by 1. The Sharks not even taking a shot that could have given them the win. So the Auckland Huskies, they did it tough, but they'll leave Invercargill with something no one else has done in 2021. A win in the Shark Tank. 93-92. Wow, what a finish.
Oh, look, I'm a little bit stunned that the Sharks didn't get a shot up. They must have known that that clock was running down, but Huskies, way to hold on.
Well, Rob Beveridge said to me at the start of the game, this is going to be a tough one with the Huskies fighting for their life in the Sal's NBL. A tough one it was, and it went the way of the Sky Tower Auckland Huskies, who have beaten the SIT Zero Fees Southland Sharks 93-92 in overtime. And what implications that is going to have from the ladders. Well, we're going to get the abacus out and work that out, but we see what's still to come. Saints and the Hawks tomorrow. And they'll both be looking on at this game with a smile on their face that the Sharks have let one go, as they're hot on the Sharks' heels. Nuggets and Huskies at the same time. The Huskies making the trip up to Dunedin tomorrow morning. And then, of course, that rearranged game on Wednesday between the Giants and the Saints. Wow, what an evening of basketball here at the Shark Tank. From Donna Wilkins, myself, Hugh Bain, and the Sky Sport crew. We'll do it all again tomorrow from 5 o'clock on Sky Sports 2 when the Wellington Saints take on the Hawke's Bay Hawks.